Look how pigmented that is. We don't want it to get too crazy. So we're gonna tap off on the back of our hand. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing this look on my face today. We are doing my one of my night out makeup looks or kind of date night makeup looks. I love this look. I always feel really confident. We have a little flick of a cat eye. We have some real good highlight. We have overall, just all parts of this make me feel so beautiful, so confident, and I just love it. And it doesn't feel like I'm wearing too much makeup, which I also really appreciate because sometimes the night out looks can get away from you quick. And this one I feel like doesn't get away from you too quick and it's relatively easy to do. I would love to know down below what is your go-to kind of look for a night out. Let me know down below because I love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into this night out makeup look. Date night makeup, night out makeup, whatever you want to call it. Let's get into it. I'm excited. First things first, we are going to go on with brows first. I always tend to do brows first, but today what I want to do is I actually want to do the brow pencil first. I normally go on with brow gel, but today I'm feeling like mixing it up, so we're going to go on with the Westman Atelier brow pencil. And the first thing I'm going to do, my brows look crazy, is I'm actually going to brush up my brows. Then I'm going to take the pencil side of this. This is in the shade Bark, and I'm going to I'm looking at a mirror here. I'm going to fill in the scar I have here, and then do the tail. And what I want to do is I actually want to take this pencil, and it has a slant to it. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can. And I'm going to just lightly hold at the end, and just kind of in the front, just lightly touch the pencil to the front to just add a little bit of color, but I don't want it to be super dark or anything. And I want to go back in with the spoolie side, and we're just going to brush through the brows to make sure that there's no harsh lines or anything like too intense. And then we're going to go on with our brow gel, and today we're using the LYS Beauty Brow Gel. This one lasts really, really long on the brows, which is great. I'm going to scrape up some of the excess, scrape off some of the excess because there's a lot of product on this wand. And then we're just going to lay our brows down with the gel. While I wait for the brows to dry, it doesn't take that long, but it does take a little bit, so I want to make sure they're fully dry before I move on to the rest of the makeup. I want to spray my face with setting spray. This is a good kind of primer for makeup, and for date night makeup or night out makeup, I really want to make sure makeup lasts and it doesn't like flake off. So we're going to wait for them to kind of dry together, and then we're going to move on to the makeup base. Everything is dry. Now we're going to move on to kind of our primers before foundation. I'm going to go in my T-zone with a mattifying one. This one is from Nude Sticks. I love this, and it just kind of looks like a glue stick. And I'm going to right in the middle here, just in my T-zone area. And I'm going to blend everything out with my fingers. Then on my cheeks, I'm going to go on with this from Westman Atelier. They're super loaded drops. This is in the shade Peau de Pêche. I also have Peau de Soleil, but that's more of a tan shade, and I really just want the illumination. I don't really want as much bronze, so I'm going to apply it to my cheeks and kind of just around my face. So we're going to just blend with our fingers. Now we're going to move on to foundation, and today we're going to go with the House Labs foundation over the shade 330 Medium Cool. I'm going to do a pump on the back of my hand. I'm not really going to use the full pump, but I'm going to go with a pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take this side of this dual-ended, my hair's everywhere, this dual-ended powder brush from Hourglass, and I'm going to get the makeup all in this. This is like the best way to make your makeup look just not super makeup-y, but still apply pigment and still look, you know, flawless, if that makes sense. It's Genius. Now I'm going to apply it all over my face. I'm going to start with my T-zone first and then move to my cheeks. Foundation's blended. Now what I want to do is I want to go on with a color corrector just underneath my eyes. Oh, my nose is itchy, and I have these from Exa Beauty. I have the shade Peach and Deep Peach. I'm actually going to do a little mixy-poo of the two, so I'm going to do a little bit of Peach and a little bit less of Deep Peach because I don't want it to be too orange, just because I'm not, my complexion, I feel like, needs something that isn't quite as orange right now. But in summer, I go with Deep Peach mostly because I have more of a tan. And then I'm going to take my finger and just mix them together to create kind of a more even peachier color, I would say. So that is kind of the color we're going for. And I'm just going to place it right where I want that color correction the most. Now that the color corrector is placed, I'm actually just going to blend it with my fingers. And so just to kind of keep it exactly where I want it to be, because you don't need to fully color correct under your eyes everywhere, just where you feel like you get the most darkness. And for me, I get the most darkness right here. Now that the color corrector is blended, we're going to go on top with the concealer. I have a lot of options. I'm kind of thinking between these two, the Iris and Romeo in the shade 7 or the Sarah Creel. I'm kind of thinking I'll go Sarah Creel today. I'm in the mood for this one. My under eyes really like this, and they the two work really well together, the color corrector and the concealer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to let this sit for about 2 minutes. This one you can let sit even longer than that, but I want to let it sit 2 minutes, and then I'm going to blend it out, and then we're going to move on to bronzer and all of that. Okay, it's been 2 minutes, so now I'm going to blend it out with this brush here. I really need to clean my brushes today. Someone write in the comments, clean your brushes, because, oh my gosh, my brushes are so filthy. Anyways, I'm going to blend it out with this Hourglass concealer brush, and I'm going to focus mainly where I put the color corrector, and then whatever's left on the brush, I will kind of distribute. Concealer is blended. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do a little bit of hyperpigmentation coverage on my nose, even though the hyperpigmentation is mainly gone, but I think I'll go on with a touch of the CL concealer in the shade 13N, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 13N. And I'm just place it right here where the bulk of the hyperpigmentation is, and then I'm just going to blend it with my finger. Okay, now we're going to move on to bronzer, and I have two bronzers, cream ones at least, and I have this one from Westman Atelier. This is in the shade Truffle. This is my most used, and then I have one that I feel like is a really good alternative slash dupe for that one, and it's the CL bronzer. It's a little bit darker. I feel like I'll go with the CL one today, just because why not mix it up. I wear the shade 3 in this one. Then I'm going to dip in with my IT Cosmetics brush, and I'm going to place my bronzer. I'm going to do it a little bit higher up. Sometimes I go a little bit lower. Today we're going to go a little bit higher up with it. And I'm going to take a little bit of what's left on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take this Patrick Ta nose brush, and I'm going to kind of contour my nose, but also bring the bronzer down my nose. And now I'm going to blend it with the other side of this brush. Now we're going to go on with some blush, and I'm going to go on with my most loved. I can't stop using her. The Amicole Multi-Stick in the shade Dune. I'm going to put some of that on the back of my hand. Then I'm going to take this brush here from Hourglass. This is their blush brush, and I'm going to dip in, hold it towards the back of the brush, and we're just going to kind of build up the cheeks a bit. I want a lot of color, but I'm going to go on top with a powder too, so if it looks really light right now, we're gonna build her up. Blush is on. Now before I go on with the powder products, I'm going to let them sit for a second, the cream sit for a second, so we're going to just move on to the eyes now. So let's move on to the eyes. Now what I love to do is I do love to start with the bronzer that I use on my eyes, but today I'm kind of thinking I don't want to go that direction. I want to go on with the powder bronzer that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go on with the Victoria Beckham Beauty Bronzer. Oh, this is the wrong shade, in the shade 3, which is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this on my eyelid, and I'm just going to take a crease brush, and I'm going to dip into both the shades in this. This is the shade 3, by the way. I don't know if I said that. And I'm going to just build up the eye a little bit with bronzer and get it all over the lid. Now I'm going to take that same shade and I'm going to pull it on my lower lash line. So I'm going to dip in, take a little smudging brush and just dip into the 2 colors and pull it on my lower lash line. Now what I want to do is I want to take an eyeliner. I'm going to take the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliner, wrong side, in the shade Cocoa, and I'm going to do 2 things. It's going to look crazy at first, but I swear it's not bad. So first I'm going to line just like the outer kind of maybe half, 3/4, but like lightly. Then I'm going to take this same shade and on kind of the lower quarter of my eye, I'm going to place this down and then I'm going to pull it up like that. And we're just going to create a little bit of a flick, and we're going to adjust this as we go. Creating flicks can be a little bit crazy at times, but we're just going to follow the line up. And then I'm going to take my fingernail and drag the eyeliner out like so. It's not going to look perfect just yet. Then I'm going to take that same brush I used, that smudger, and I'm going to smudge, and then I'm going to drag it up as well. And then I'm going to kind of create a smudgy-ish wing. It's not going to be too smudgy. That's what it's looking like right now. And I'm going to build up the line ever so slightly. Again, we don't want it to be too much. And that is what it is looking like right now. Now what I want to do is I want to take that same eyeliner. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. And right where my crease is, I'm going to add just a little bit of the eyeliner. Just a little bit, very little bit. And I'm going to take the same crease brush I used earlier and I'm going to blend it out. And I'm just going to blend out the color. And that's what it's looking like right now. We're not done, I swear. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. All right, love how the eyes are turning out. Feeling cute. It's like sexy, but it's not too much. Anyways, now I'm going to go back to the bronzer before I finish the eye. I want the eye to settle down for a second. So I'm going to go on with bronzer. I'm going to go on with this powder bronzer, the same one we used from Victoria Beckham Beauty. And I'm going to tap it on this, and then I'm going to tap some product off because this is pigmented, and I don't want the bronzer to be too heavy tonight, but I do want it to be a little bit of something. Now I'm going to go on with the blush, and I'm actually going to take this side. Actually, this broke. I'm going to take the other side of the double-ended brush, but a different one that I haven't used, and I'm going to go on with this blush from Bare Minerals. It's their bronzer in Kiss of Mauve. It's so pretty. I'm going to dip in with this brush. And then I'm going to tap off. Look how pigmented that is. We don't want it to get too crazy. So we're going to tap off on the back of our hand. And we're going to very lightly hold the back of the brush, and we're going to very lightly just apply the blush on top without it being too intense. So I'm actually not going to dip back in for the other side. Now we're going to move back to the eyes. We're doing a lot of ping-ponging today, back and forth, back and forth. But we're going to move back to the eyes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer to the middle of the eye, like the middle of my lid, without it being too intense. So I'm actually going to go on with this eyeshadow stick from Victoria Beckham Beauty in the shade Shroom. This is a very pretty kind of neutrally brown, and I'm just going to place it like right in the center. I just want a touch of shimmer, and then I'm just going to blend with my finger. I love that subtle hint of shimmer without it being too much, because sometimes it's really nice to have like just something that catches the light without it being over the top, if that makes sense. I love over the top glitter. the more the merrier, but today I'm kind of feeling like a little subtle hint of something. Now I'm going to take this Jillian Dempsey eyeliner in the shade Rich Brown, and I'm going to tightline on my upper lash line. And just a little bit kind of on my lower lash line, probably at the halfway point. That just adds a little bit more smokiness to the makeup look. Then I'm going to take this other Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeshadow stick in the shade Oyster, and I'm going to put it right in the inner corner. Okay, I love how that's turning out. Now, before I go on with a little bit of powder and then move on to mascara and lips, I want to add a little bit of highlight. So we're going to go on with my new obsession, the Maya Chia highlighter, and this is in the shade Afternoon Delight. Afternoon Delight, and it's the most gorgeous shade. On the back of my hand, just a little bit, because a little bit of this goes a long way. Look at that, girl. And we're gonna put it on my finger, and then I'm just gonna tap it on the high points of my cheek. Then I'm gonna take whatever's left on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna pull it down. All right, obsessed with this makeup. Now I'm gonna set my face with a little bit of powder. We're gonna take the Amie Collet, and we're really just gonna do kind of the T-zone area. So again, just a little bit. Now, before I go on with mascara and lips, I'm going to set my face with a little bit of setting spray. So I'm going to spray my face. We're going to let it dry down. Then we're going to come back and we're going to do the rest of the makeup. Face is set. Now we're going to move on to mascara. I'm going to go on with the Jones Road Beauty Mascara, which is my fave. I'm going to do 2 coats on the top and a coat on my bottom lashes. Mascara's on. Now we're going to move on to the lips, and I'm going to keep the lips pretty simple. I'm going to go just kind of with the combo that I've been wearing a lot, so I'm going to go on with the Jones Road Beauty lip liner in the shade Cognac, and we're going to line our lip. And then I'm going to smudge out that kind of line, just so it isn't quite that harsh. And then I'm going to go on with this lip tint from Jones Road Beauty, also in the shade Cocoa Rose. Lightly apply it. I don't want too much of a lip color, but I do want kind of a Your Lips But Better shade on my lips. I love this lip combination. Now it's pulling a little bit warmer in the monitor, but also a little bit lighter and more pink in the monitor. It is not quite so pink, so I'm going to take just a picture so that you can see what it looks like. And yeah, I would love to know down below, what do you think of this makeup look? This is one that is such a easy go-to that you kind of always will feel confident, and by you, I mean me. Maybe this isn't your style, but I always really feel confident in this. And even if it's just you're doing something really simple with the girls, you're doing a full night out, or you're doing just like a simple date night, whatever it is, this makeup look always just makes me feel really confident and pretty and put together. I would love to know down below kind of what your go-tos are, because I can always use more ideas. And yeah, that is it for this date night makeup look or night out makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.